Hi, it's Laura here from iHeart Planners, and welcome to the next part of our series on how to create plans and goals that really stick. And today we're going to be talking about how to keep up with your good habits and how to meet your goals even when you are in a season of survival mode. And trust me, we have all been there. Now we have tons of organizational goodness coming your way, so be sure you don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So the good news is that even when you're in survival mode, you do not have to abandon your planner and set aside all of your goals and lose all the momentum you've created, but you do need to make some changes. So the first thing is you need to redefine success and what that means to you. So when things are humming along smoothly and there's no external stressors going on, you may be able to get a lot done. But in seasons of survival mode, you're not going to be able to accomplish it as much, and so you need to redefine what success means for you. So in my seasons of survival mode, which for me was like for a few months after I had each child, when I've been moving across the country, changing jobs, things like that, just getting those top 3 to 5 things done on my priority list every day, I called that a success. So it's really important to define what success means to you. Next, consider creating what I call a done list. So in these seasons, it's easy to feel like we're just spinning our wheels and we're not getting anything done, especially when a lot of the tasks are either repetitive or they don't really feel like they're accomplishing much. Go ahead and create a done list. Write out all the things you're doing. This is especially true if like a lot of things are cleaning, which you have to do every day, prepping food, feeding babies, all those kind of things. Write down what you've done, and I feel like if you do that, you're going to realize that you're doing a lot more than you think you are, and you're going to be able to give yourself a little bit more grace and define what success means to you a little bit more when you see the accurate picture of all the things that you're doing. Next, be sure to prioritize and take some things off your list. So you're not going to be able to do all the things you were doing when you weren't in survival mode. So you're going to need to figure out what is most important to you and just focus on those things. And if anything, if there's any time where I think it's important to actually have written habits and a habit tracker, it's in these seasons. So you can see visual progress, and don't be afraid to pare down. Say, these 2 or 3 habits right now, they're not as important to me, so we're taking those off. And just stick with those that are most important and keep that either in your planner that you look at every day or hang it somewhere on your fridge where you can see visual progress that you are sticking to your habits. Next, and this is really important for sure anytime, but especially in survival mode, avoid competing goals. So that would be like you want to have the clean sink every night before you go to bed, and you want to go to bed by 11 p.m. or get 8 hours of sleep. Those 2 things are conflicting with each other. So it's extra important to not set conflicting goals. And if you feel like you need to track both of those things, be sure you're clear about which one is more important. So if it's 10:55 p.m., which is more important to you? Getting those dishes clean or getting enough sleep? There's no right or wrong answer, but know before the situation happens which is more important. Next, don't try to juggle everything at once. This is true at any point in life, that we can't usually be making a lot of progress in all the different arenas of our life. And when we have survival mode, it's usually we have extra things heaped on there. So just pick 1 or 2 areas to focus on. Next, change your perspective about letting things go. So I've been mentioning a lot of things that you might need to let go, or maybe something you have been working on that can't be a focus anymore. And this can feel discouraging, and it can feel a little bit scary to let these things go. But here's the way that I like to look at it. So my goal when I work on a habit really hard for a long time is that since I probably may not be able to focus on that habit for the rest of my life, I want my baseline, how I go back and when I'm just in default mode and not really putting a lot of energy into that habit, I want it to be higher than it was before I worked on it. And if you look at it that way, a lot of times you're going to find that that really is true. Take my clean sink, for example. I worked on that for several months because that was really important to me, to wake up to at least a clean kitchen. But after several months, there were other things I needed to focus on that were more important to me. So I stopped tracking that one. I stopped focusing on it. And I will tell you that I don't get the dishes washed every single night before I go to bed, but I do that way more than I ever did before I worked on that habit. So change your perspective and look for progress in that way. It doesn't always mean perfection, but it can mean that our baseline and what we're doing when we're not giving it all of our focus is better than it was before. So I really hope that helps you make it through the hectic seasons of life without completely throwing in the towel and still being able to stay on track. And if you don't want to miss any more of the organizing goodness we have planned for you on this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button below.